Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Ayu. I am the former AOTTP Assistant Coordinator and now work at NOAA Fisheries in Miami. Today, I'm going to talk to you about determining an appropriate mixing period for fish tagged during the AOTTP. So tag recovery data can be a very valuable source of information for estimating population mortality rates and abundance. But one basic assumption common to many of these estimation models is that tags are homogeneously distributed throughout the population of interest. And violating this assumption can cause serious biases in estimates of those quantities of interest. So the problem with AOTTP is that we're tagging over such a large area in the Atlantic that fish just need time to mix. And so in order to avoid those serious biases, I evaluated the period of time that is required for fish in the AOTTP to mix in with the rest of the population. And I evaluated that for the three main tropical tunas being tagged in the AOTTP. So this way, fish that have not had time to mix, they can be removed or appropriately dealt with in any future mortality or abundance modeling efforts. So the method I use is called the custard analysis from Collodi and Hoyle, 2015. It's a simple and robust tag mixing test based on nearest neighbor analysis. And unfortunately today, I do not have time to go over any detail for these methods, but I do invite you to refer to the paper for more information. The basic premise is that you follow individual release events, so here shown as 1 and 2, and you examine the distribution of recovered tags in subsequent time steps, testing whether the tags recovered from 2 different release events but recaptured during the same recapture event represent samples from the same tag recovery distribution. And so I have here 2 examples. On the top, this is a group of tags recovered during the second quarter of 2019. And you can see that they have not had time to mix in properly with the rest of the population. And on the bottom, if you look at a further time step, so here, first quarter of 2020, you can see that now they show evidence of complete mixing. So from here on out, I will refer to a custard as a group of fish that were released during 2 separate release events, but recaptured during the same recovery event. So moving straight to the results, this is the results for Big Eye. Let me orient you to this table as you'll see it for other species. Each row represents the time at liberty that the fish spent. So 0 would be a fish released and recovered during the same quarter. The second column shows the number of custards that were retained for analysis. The third one shows the proportion of those custards that exhibit incomplete mixing. And the last one is a summary statistic, and essentially significance indicates evidence of incomplete mixing. So for Big Eye, you see evidence of incomplete mixing for at least 2 quarters post-release. And then with Yellowfin, similar story, you see evidence of incomplete mixing during at least two quarters post-release. But results for the third quarter, they're pretty close, and they do have very small sample size of custard. You see here at 9. So that result might change as we continue to increase the number of custards for this analysis. And then lastly, for Skipjack, I was only able to look at the Eastern Atlantic, but I did find evidence of incomplete mixing over at least 1 quarter post-release. I did also attempt to divide up between large and small fish, look for differences, fish tagged on different school types, so drifting fads or free schools. Unfortunately, after 2 quarters post-release, sample sizes drop dramatically, especially when you cut up into multiple groups. So I will have to run this again in the future. I am hopeful that I will be able to get more information because we're now collaborating with the fishing sector and they're sharing their logbooks. So we're able to trace back the exact recapture location for some of our fish for which we originally did not obtain recapture information at the time of recovery. So I will, this is work to be continued. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone at the AOTTP, everyone who has contributed to the project, and our funding sources as well. Thank you all, and I'll take any questions.